Hey parents, greetings! Welcome to Leap into Literature. In fourth grade, we have been reading an amazing book. It's called Charlotte's Web, and it's a Newbery Honor book. And what have we been learning in doing this read aloud? Well, we've been learning to take in the words, to soak in the words, to think about those words, and to be able to write a summary. Yep, it's one thing we do. We do it when we read too. Write a summary where you're aware of what you read. Yep, that's so important. But we've also been learning themes. Themes are the message, and man, Charlotte's Web is just packed. Every chapter, with a theme, with a message of what E.B. White is really trying to say. And so the fourth graders right now are going to share with you their special part, the part that they really liked about Charlotte's Web. So here we go.
Did you ever had to kill something but you didn't give up to save it?
Have you ever almost lost a friend but tried your hardest to save them?
Have you ever thought it was unfair for something to be killed?
Have you ever taken care of something after it has almost turned into bacon?
Have you almost lost someone or something that you love?
Okay, here we go.
Please don't kill it, she sobbed. It's unfair. Mr. Arable stopped walking. Fern, he said gently, you have to learn to control yourself. Control myself, yelled Fern. This is a matter of life and death. And you talk about controlling myself?
Tears ran down her cheeks and she took hold of the axe and tried to pull it out of her father's hand. Fern said, Mr. Arable, I know more about raising a litter of pigs than you do. A weakling makes trouble, now run along.
But it's unfair, cried Fern. Pig couldn't help being born small, could it? If I had been very small at birth, would you have killed me? Mr. Arable smiled. Certainly not, he said, looking down at his daughter with love. But this is different. A little girl is one thing. A little runty pig is another. I see no difference, replied Fern, hanging on to the axe. This is the most terrible case of injustice I ever heard of.
Have you ever had someone that tried to save your life?
Have you ever witnessed a miracle?
The reason we chose this paragraph is because Charlotte wrote another word, which is a big part of saving Wilbur.
Next morning, Wilbur arose and stood beneath the web. He breathed the morning air into his lungs.
Drops of dew, catching the sun, made the web stand out clearly. When Lurvy arrived with breakfast, there was the handsome pig, and over him, moving it neatly in block letters, was the word terrific.
Another miracle, Lurvy rushed and called Mr. Zuckerman. Mr. Zuckerman rushed and called Mr. Zuckerman. Mr. Zuckerman ran to the phone and called the Arables. The Arables climbed into their truck and hurried over.
Have you ever lost someone important to you that helped you for almost everything? Has someone ever helped you before their last day in the world?
Maybe your friend died with no regrets for helping you.
Why my group chose this chapter is because it's a powerful chapter filled with emotions.
It's sad, kind of nice, and teaches you not to give up on anything. Wilbur lost hope when the baby spiders flew away by making balloons with their webs, but 3 stayed.
So he regained hope and became grateful.
Have you ever felt small and like you were nothing?
It's a good thing you can't see what I see, she said. What do you see? Asked Wilbur. There's a pig in the next pen. He's enormous. I'm afraid he's much bigger than you are.
Maybe he's older than I am, and maybe has more time to grow, suggested Wilbur. Tears came to his eyes. The reason we chose this chapter, Uncle, is because it makes you feel like even if you are bullied by someone, you can prove that you're much bigger by the way you act, think.
Have you ever not realized that you were asking for too much? Have you ever had to lose a true best friend? This is why we chose this, because it has so much emotion. And it's a life lesson to never ask for too much. Wilbur will never forget Charlotte. Although he loved her children and grandchildren dearly, none of the new spiders ever quite took her place in his heart. She was in class by herself. It's not often that someone comes along who's a true friend and a good writer. Charlotte was Phil.
Have you ever helped a friend?
Have you ever had a friend that has helped you?
Have you ever seen a friend that has needed help?
My group picked this because it has classy words and it sounded cool when we read it.
Right there.
Here said Templeton on rolling the.
It says Humboldt, replied the rat. Humboldt, said Charlotte. Humboldt has two meanings. It means not proud and it means near the ground.
That's Wilbur all over. He's not proud and he's near the ground. Well, I hope you're satisfied, smeared the rat. I'm not going to spend all my time fetching and carrying.
I came to this fair to enjoy myself, not to deliver papers. You have been very helpful, Charlotte said. Run along if you want to see more of the fair, the rat grinned. I'm going to make a night of it.
Have you ever given a buttermilk bath to a pig? Have you ever been in the best bath in your life for a pig? Have you ever tried buttermilk for a pig? Have you ever fed pig buttermilk? The reason why we choose this because Wilbur was dirty and he needed to get a buttermilk bath to get clean.
Have you ever lost something that reminded you of someone that meant most to you?
Have you ever had to protect something from someone who died?
Have you ever had something that just came into your life and just came out?
A baby spider crawled to the top of the fence, stood on its head, made a balloon, and smiled away. Then another spider, then another. The air was soon filled with tiny balloons. Each balloon was carrying a spider. Wilbur was
Frantic, Charlotte's babies were disappearing at a great race.
Come back, children, he cried. Goodbye, they called out. Goodbye, goodbye.
At the last one, the little spider took time enough to stop and talk to Wilbur. Before making his balloon, we're leaving here onto the warm updraft. This is our moment for setting foot. We are question animated.
3 of us are staying. We like this place, and we like you.
Wilbur looked up at the top of the doorway. 3 small webs were being constructed. On each web, working busily, was one of Charlotte's daughters.
Can I take this mean, asked Wilbur, that you have definitely decided to live here in the barn cellar and that I'm going to have 3 friends?
You can indeed, said the spider. What are your names, please? Asked Wilbur, tempering with joy.
Have you ever seen something that looks like a miracle?
Did you ever find something that amazed the whole world?
Could you imagine finding writing in a spider web?
This day was foggy, and the spider web looked beautiful with all the glass-looking raindrops in it. And they thought it was the pig. They didn't know about the spider, and they found the web with the word "some pig."
Me and my group choose this chapter because we thought it was a good and it had a first time with a word in the web. And the Zuckerman were surprised and amazed the whole world.
This chapter is called The Crickets. This story is called Charlotte's Web. The theme is everyone misses something when it's going to end or ended.
The crickets felt it was their duty to warn everybody that summertime cannot last forever.
Even on the most beautiful days in the whole year, the days when
Summer's changing into fall. The crickets spread the rumor of sadness and changes.
the reason why we chose this is because it shows how it feels of the how the feelings show of the stories happening.
Have you ever saved someone's life before?
Have you ever lost hope in someone?
One evening, a few days after the writing had appeared in Charlotte's Web, the spider called a meeting of all the animals in the barn cellar. I shall begin by calling the roll. Wilbur.
Here, said the pig.
Gander.
Here, said the gander.
Why is it okay? That sounded like 3 genders, muttered Charlotte. Why can't you just say here? Why do you have to repeat everything?
It's my idol. Disgrace, replied the gander.
Goose, said Charlotte.
Here, said the ghost.
Goslings, 1 through 7.
B, said the goslings.
Have you ever met a spider that was kind and sweet?
Have you ever met a friend that meant everything to you?
Have you ever met
Have you ever met a friend that has been your first friend, your first and only friend that was an animal? We chose chapter 5, Charlotte, because it was a very sweet chapter. Wilbur finds a friend that he will always cherish.
Wilbur finds a friend that he can hang out with and have fun with. Friendship means more than anything.
Look up here. I'm in the corner of the doorway. Here I am. Look, I'm waving.
At least Wilbur saw the creature that had spoken to him such a kindly way. Stretched across the upper part of the doorway was a big spider web, and hanging from the top of the web, head down, was a very large gray spider.
She was about the size of a gumdrop. She had 8 legs and she was waving one of them at Wilbur in a friendly greeting. Now, she asked.
Oh yes indeed, said Wilbur. Yes indeed. How are you? Good morning, Felician.
Have you wanted something new because nobody liked it anymore? The reason I chose this chapter is that it has full of people's thoughts and emotions. Charlotte is looking for a new word to say. She is tired of some pig. She thinks that people don't like it and wants a new word to write on her web. So she thinks of a word. Terrific, said the goose. Not too bad, Charlotte said. Have you ever made something that you got tired of and other people got tired of? So you wanted to make a new thing or word?
Has anybody ever done something to stay alive?
Here,
Hold it even closer.
Here, said Templeton, unrolling the paper. What does it say? Asked Charlotte. You'll have to read it for me.
Have you ever lost someone that did everything for you?
You don't have to win to be perfect.
Have you ever been sad that a friend died?
Be grateful for what people have did for you.
Has somebody ever passed away and did so much for you and they never regretted it?
Wilbur liked Charlotte better and better each day. Her camping against insects seemed sensible and useful. Hardly any.
Wilbur admired the way Charlotte managed. He was particularly glad that she always put her victim to sleep before eating it. It's real thoughtful of you to do that, Charlotte said.
Yes, she replied. And see, Nicholas or his child was given gave them and treasure so they also paid. As he goes treasures as the days went by, Wilbur he ate 3 big meals in a day. He spent long hours lying on his slide, half sleep, dreaming pleasant dreams, and he enjoyed
good health. He gained a lot of weight. One afternoon, Fern was standing on her stool. The oldest sleepwalked into the barn. She walked into the barn and stopped to play a call on Wilbur.
Hello, she said. Seems to me you're putting on a weight. Yes, I guess I am, replied Wilbur. At my age is
Oh,
a good idea
yeah.
to keep gaining just the
Very
same.
good.
I don't envy you.